Welcome everybody to our 2021 video series where we have a monthly topic of a different level of physical preparedness. This month's topic is on 72-hour kits. And we'll hear from several different people who have put together their 72-hour kits, why they have chosen to put together a kit, what's in it, why they do it. And the whole idea behind this is just as you're prepared, you shall not fear. And you can have peace of mind that you're ready to go if you had any kind of a disaster coming.
This is something that we think that has value, that we've been counseled by church leaders to be prepared for emergencies and in a variety of different ways, including food storage.
We lived in New York and I had a very long commute. And because I was living so far away, we thought, well, it would be prudent to have something in my office just in case something happened.
I first learned about 72-hour kits when I moved to Florida. And I went into church and we were sitting in one of our meetings and they said, all right, everybody, let's talk about our 72-hour kits. And I looked around and I'm like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
My sister lives in Texas. She's had to evacuate multiple times due to hurricanes and things like that. So they have kits just ready to go and a plan. So it just makes a lot of sense. You never know what's going to happen.
And I learned pretty quickly after 5 hurricanes in Florida what a 72-hour kit was for.
Well, then 9/11 hit and everything shut down. We couldn't go anywhere. There was no availability to get trains, no way to get home. So I was stuck. There was a period of time there where there was a huge amount of uncertainty about what was going to happen next. Obviously, we didn't have to get into it that time, but just having the peace of mind was really, really helpful.
Well, and as a wife, it was really important to me that he had something to be able to get back to us. That I didn't have to worry about him. He could get home. Even if he had to walk, he had supplies for 3 days. He would be able to get home, he'd be able to eat, and we didn't worry.
So what we have decided in our family with our kids grown and the fact that we like hiking is our 72-hour kit doubles as a backpack that we would take on a hiking trip. And so each person has their own kit. They each have their own backpack. They have their own food they've chosen. And then we assemble that. So our guiding principle was something that we can take depending on how many people we have. We have just enough to take. And then it's personalized to each person, and we have a double use for it, being able to take it camping.
Well, I mean, we've done a lot of kits throughout the years. We have 5 kids and now we're empty nesters. So our 72-hour kits have changed a lot.
Focus today was really to maybe help those that have never done a 72-hour kit before. How do you assemble one so that you have something in case something happens, an emergency happens? How do you put something together that you have in your house? Buckets, for example, are food storage buckets. And we just took out the sugar and the beans that were in it, and we put the stuff inside the buckets.
So one thing is you want to take food that doesn't have to be cooked, so you don't have to pack a stove and all that sort of thing. We've got just things like trail mix, crackers, pretzels, raisins, granola bars, things like that.
We did put in some paper towel, which is always nice to have clean up, plus additional wipes. We also put a lot of different types of plastic bags. Ziploc bags, garbage bags, just for sanitation purposes. It's nice to have a bunch of different bags.
And if you have kids, a little bit of candy or something like that goes a long way, keeping people's spirits up.
So we just grabbed, put together a first aid kit with things that we had in the house. We just printed off of the Red Cross a list of what you should have in a first aid kit, and we just assembled that. And then this right here is just an emergency kit. It's got our medicine in it. It's got a multi-purpose knife. It's got ponchos. It's got paper and a pen. It's got whistles for emergencies.
The things that we have in here are the things that would help sustain life in kind of worst case scenario. MRE stands for Meals Ready to Eat. So they come with everything needed. So it's just a very fast and filling kind of meal. So we, water, food, and then heat. Or it's a heating blanket, so it says it can up to I think 10 hours of warmth. So it's something that can help keep you warm. Lighting, different sorts. So tools. These are matches and stuff. Things long-term heating. So kind of like a long-term heating sort of thing. And then this is medical supplies.
So we do try and have things that will last a long time, but like with our water, we've always made sure to have a month's supply of water on hand, because we never know like what's gonna happen, right? And like the drip drop for hydrations, like that needs to go into water, so we need to make sure that we have that water available.
The 72-hour kit we have now is more for extreme emergency for extreme emergency preparedness.
We have a sleeping pad, a tent, so a backpacking tent we have here. This about is for the dog. So I've got 3 days worth of food in here, a leash, and a fold-out water bottle. And then this is the food. So I keep the food in a separate container because if any of you have been backpacking, you'll know that you want to keep your food out of range of critters at night. And then I've got a water filtration system. So if the water that I bring isn't enough, I've got something here for that. And my favorite, flint and steel with dryer lint, so I can start a fire and keep warm.
So this is our main bucket with our 72-hour kit. The first thing that we do have is a don't forget list. So it's all the things that we want to take that we're not going to stick inside of our bucket that we can just pick up in our house and take with us.
So then the 72-hour kit, what's in here really is basics. We have food, something to cook it with, and water. So we have a bunch of life straws for the filter so that you can get some water. Then we have, one pot with some sternos, as well as matches and fire starters. And really all we need to do is boil water, because then we have a bunch of freeze-dried foods in here.
Over the different people that we've talked to this time, you've seen several examples of 72-hour kits, and hopefully you have some things in your mind of what might work for your family. I think the most important thing to do is just start. Do something. Put together a piece of the kit, think about it, try it out. One time we even tried our 72-hour kits and we realized really quickly what we were missing. So we just encourage you to do that, take some of the principles and things that you've seen today and apply it to your life.